Yeah. Tell me, what do you know about the hustle and struggle and stacking the men, stacking the cover? What can you tell me about living this life when you...
What's up? Thank you for tuning in to the King of Logic. I have a short video I want to do discussing what is happening to Houston, Texas. Now, if you've been following my channel, you know I'm from Georgia. I'm a very proud native Georgian. And in the title I put, Pookies and Hyenas are remixing Houston just like they remixed Atlanta. I'm a native Atlantan. For those of you that know anything about Atlanta, most of the people that live here ain't from here. There are over 6 million people in Metro Atlanta, and I think Houston is like a little bit over 7 million. So Houston's about 1 million plus bigger than Atlanta. But I'm pretty sure it's safe to say most of the people that live in the Houston Metro ain't from Houston. And I'm very happy about the fact that a lot of Pookie and Ray Rays and Hyenas are bypassing Atlanta now, are leaving Atlanta, going to Houston, because Houston is now it's kind of like the new shiny toy. And Atlanta is still going to be a hot destination for people of all races. I mean, it's about 33% black here, and I think Houston's metro is about 17% black. So it's a lot blacker here in Georgia than Texas. Texas has a lot of Hispanics for obvious reasons. But I got a few video clips I want to show y'all, and I know it kind of sucks for Houston for the ratchets to invade your city. Atlanta been dealing with it for about 30 years, so welcome to the club. Maybe this cycle will die out at some point, but it's up to black people to make this cycle die out. This is nothing but a reflection of black America, at least the worst of us, because everybody coming to Houston is not ratchet, everybody coming to Atlanta is not ratchet, but it seems like the ratchets get the most attention, and they do the most destruction, and they give the rest of us a bad name. So here we go. So, you know, I'm pretty sure the majority of black people who watch YouTube have heard of the Mocha Fest that went down in Houston earlier this year, and there were some clips that surfaced of it that went viral. If you haven't seen the videos, all you got to do is go to Twitter, and they're very, very explicit. Like, it's stuff you see in pornography that was done. Obviously, I can't play it on YouTube, but that photo right there is a brother with his sausage out, and a woman is going to work on it with her mouth. You can see what he's doing with his hand, and her head is down there. Obviously, you know, I had to kind of edit the photo so it wouldn't be too hot for YouTube. And then there are a couple of more viral clips where a girl was munching on another girl's kitty, and she was doing it very aggressively. A dude was licking on a girl's twat with her panties on over her kitty, and it was just wild, man. And that leads to my next slide that's coming up. We all know that Houston, Texas now has a massive syphilis outbreak. Now, here in Atlanta, we do have a high STD rate, and the reason why the STD rate is high is because STD rate is high in black America. Everybody knows we lead the nation in all the wrong categories. There are some things that black America does very well. I think we're very creative people. Of course, we're great entertainers. We're great at sports. We're great at anything athletic, and we can do anything when we put our mind to it. But when we disobey the laws of the Most High God, we suffer the most, because we're supposed to know better. We used to be the moral compass of this society. Now we are like the degenerates of this society. We got the highest STD rate, highest HIV rate, highest out of wedlock birth rate, highest murder rate. I mean, just about any measurable statistic that is bad, black folks are leading. And then there's an issue called congenital syphilis, where the woman passes the syphilis to her unborn child when she gives birth. So it's a nasty STD to have. It's curable, thank God. But yeah, this is what happens when Pookie and Ray Ray and the Hyenas invade your city. And I haven't been to Houston for a long time. I was in my 20s last time I went. I want to go back. I might go back this year just to, you know, spend some time out there. I do have people out there. But Houston is not like Florida or Alabama or the Carolinas in relation to Georgia. It's a good little distance, so it takes a little bit more money and planning to take a trip that far. It's about a 12-hour drive, maybe about 11 and a half if you go in the right speed. And it's also, a little bit more expensive when you get to Houston versus Alabama or the Carolinas. Florida is a little bit higher than all these places I just named. But I do love Texas. It's one of my favorite states. I love the South, period. I think the South is the best part of the country. Yes, I'm biased because I'm from the South. I just love being a Southern boy. I just love being from the South. I really do. But all of our cities, Dallas, Houston, Atlanta, Orlando, Miami, Charlotte, Nashville, all of our cities are changing because there has been this massive migration from people from other states, especially the up north states, the Midwestern states, the Northeast, New York, Philadelphia, Baltimore, etc. And you see this slide right here. It says Houston is ranked among best metros for black professionals. There's a lot of black people in Houston, a lot of black people in Dallas, a lot of black people in Atlanta, like I said. And like I said, everybody is not ratchet that comes to our cities, but the ratchets are the ones that give us a bad reputation. The ratchets are the ones that act the fool, make the crime rate go up, make the STD rate go up, and they just acting a doggone fool. They bringing their degenerate lifestyles with them. And we do have degenerates from Georgia, from Texas, from Alabama, Mississippi, Carolinas. There's ratchets that's born and bred in our communities already. But the migration of more ratchets makes it worse. So, like I said, Atlanta was the it city for black people for a long time. Atlanta is very mature. We've been around for a while. And now people want something new. They closed the clubs down in Atlanta, the ones that used to stay open all night because y'all didn't know how to act. We used to have clubs that stay open all night, and a big destination in Atlanta was Buckhead. A lot of the celebrities, when they come to town, they'll get VIP sections, pop bottles, you know what I'm saying? And Buckhead was home to some of the most legendary clubs in Atlanta. The Buckhead Strip, aka Peachtree Street, Peachtree Road. It's just lined with cars. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Back in the late 90s, early 2000s. I was too young to go in the clubs, but you didn't need to go in the clubs because the strip was popping. It'll take you an hour and a half to 2 hours to go up the strip one way and another hour or two to come back down the strip the other way. It was that lit. Folks just were wilding out, man. It was like Bourbon Street in Atlanta. Ray Lewis come down here, get into an altercation, double homicide, stab somebody to death. They say it was his homies that did it. P. Diddy homie, his bodyguard, aka Wolf, was murdered down here in Buckhead. So the white folks that run Buckhead decided to shut the clubs down back in the early 2000s, because a lot of folks don't understand that Buckhead is not just a place to go clubbing. Buckhead was actually and still is a place where people live. Those are condos. Most of those buildings in that photo are condos. People pay $500, $600, $700, $800, $900, $1 million, $2-3 million to stay in them condos. So I don't blame them. If you don't know how to come have a good time, you don't need to come up here. We're going to close the clubs down so y'all can stop coming up here. And that's what they did. So, yeah, I know most of us when we go clubbing, if you still go clubbing, I'm a little too old to go to the clubs. I'm in my 30s. I done been there, done that. If I do go to a club, it'll be because somebody having a party or something like that. But just me and my homies wanting to go to the club, done did it for so long, I don't want to do it no more. And the way these young cats be shooting and acting the fool, man, I like to just stay in the crib, go somewhere that's a little bit more grown and sexy, and just stay out the way. I don't like dealing with Pookie them. Even when you go to the nice spots, Pookie find a way to come to the nice spots too. But anyway, I got one more video clip to show you. This is what I'm talking about, how out-of-towners be ruining places. Look at what they're doing in Houston, Texas. Look at what the title says on this video.
Oh my God. Pull that shit the fuck out. Oh my God. Pull that shit the fuck out. Listen, it's loud. I'm not pulling this one. No, just pull it out. We sharing this shit. We sharing it. We're not pulling this one. I don't know what the fuck they got. Just pull that shit the fuck out.
See, that's a prime example of what I'm talking about. It was called Bottle Wars, and if you saw in the caption, it said New York versus Baltimore. And I know how they talk because I have friends from New York. I have a couple of homies from Baltimore, and they don't sound like they're from Houston, Texas. Like they are in a club pouring out liquor at a Houston nightclub to I guess show that they got more money than the other entourage. Like I guess the New York squad saying they got more money than the Baltimore squad, so they pouring out bottles of liquor, which is just basically pouring money on the ground, which is extremely ignorant. I don't see any of these other races of people or cultures from Houston, like the Latinos or the white folks or the Asians. They got a lot of Asians in Houston too. They not doing no shit like this. It's always got to be us. Always us. So in conclusion, I'm going to go ahead and wrap the video up. I always make videos longer than I say I am because I always got something extra to say. Houston, I got much love for you. Like I said, welcome to the club. The Ratchets want your city too. They like locusts, man. They swarm all over the place, and they gonna remix Houston. I don't know where they're gonna go next. It's a lot of black people going to Dallas as well, but I don't really hear any major stories about ratchetness taking over Dallas. It seems like the ratchetness is more confined to Houston. I know it's ratchetness in Dallas. Don't get it twisted. And Dallas got some hitters too. Dallas murder rate done went up all over the place. But Dallas just don't have the reputation as Houston right now. It just don't. Dallas is more of a professional city. It just is. And I've never been to Dallas, but I'm going. I might hit Dallas and Houston later this year. I'm gonna try to hit both of them. I'm gonna stay in Texas for about 5 to 6 days. So, that's the end of the video, man. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like on the way out. Hit the subscribe if you haven't already. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subs. Hopefully by the start of fall. It's taking me forever to get to 1,000, but you know how YouTube be doing. But like I said before, the ratchets are just they unstoppable, man. They like roaches. They multiply. You know, they having more babies than the classy black people like us. And until Black America say enough is enough, and we start putting our foot down and start, you know, handling these people within our ain't nobody gonna fix them but us. The police officers in the legal system, they'll lock them up if they live somewhere where they'll actually lock them up. Because you know, in a lot of cities they're not even locking folks up like that no more. You got to damn near murder somebody to get locked up and not released within the same day. You know what I mean? So this is just an indictment on Black American culture at large. This is a reflection of us. And not the majority of us. It's a small percentage of us, maybe 15 to 20% of us. And what is also a major problem is even those of us that's not ratchet and ghetto and ignorant, you got a lot of black people that co-sign this behavior who may not be ratchet. They make excuses for Pookie. They make excuses for Shaniqua and Sharonda, and that's a problem. That's a major problem. We got to get louder. We got to put our foot down. We got to say, not in my city, not in my town. I was too young to do anything about it when they started coming to Atlanta 30 years ago. I was a young child back then. But now that I'm an adult, full-grown adult, I really want to play my part in breaking Black America up from this crap, because it's been going on for too long, and the cycle has to be broken. You know, it really does have to be broken. It's much deeper than Atlanta. It's much deeper than Houston. And that's all I have to say on this video. I appreciate y'all watching.